M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Sport and non-sport cards, wrestling items, autographed items. We buy, sell, and trade. M&J Video Games and Collectibles, located at 1049 Queen Street, Southington, Connecticut. Call us at 1-860-479-9223 or 860-93-GAMES. M&J Video Games and Collectibles.
Way of training, and once you explain that, can you do pretty much the same thing that Hogan did? Kind of explain what got you into the business and who helped you to get started in there. But I'm interested to know myself, how in the hell you get to look like that? You jack, bro.
Man, this is coming from somebody who's twice my size. Man, I'm trying to get like you, brother, man. You see those arms right there?
Well, all you gotta do is get fat, bald-headed, black, and ugly. You look just like me.
Well, I'm halfway there. Yeah, Monte The Pharaoh, #1 wrestling podcast. Yeah, when it comes to podcasts, they are the cream, the crop. Yeah, dig it? We don't need them around. Well, we're back for another installment of Motch Mandays, only on Monte The Pharaoh show, yeah. And it is Monday, and it is the day after Mother's Day, so I want to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. And, yeah, there's not too much to talk about wrestling-wise, because I have not really been watching much of anything. Just going by what I hear and what I see while I'm scrolling. But the only news that I keep on seeing, #1, is our friend Sunny. Yeah, she finally did it. She did it. She didn't take the lessons that were being put in front of her to listen to, and now she's going away for a long, long time, and she's not going to be seeing any sunny days unless she's out on the yard. It's unfortunate, but you got to be careful with the decisions that you make. And I know personally, I practice what I preach, man, because I had to control my temper after getting into some situations that I'd rather not speak about. But the other day was a good example of me maintaining my composure and not getting into any trouble, because I was driving, minding my own business, and I had to make a turn, and there was a guy in the middle of the road who obviously had some mental things going on, and he had a backpack and some clothes, and he's holding a bunch of stuff, and he's yelling. He's yelling to himself at the top of his lungs, right? And I just, I drove by him and I'm like, man, and I was actually on a Facebook Live at the time. If you go back and watch my Facebook Live at about 1 minute and 45 seconds, you'll see that I'm saying, what the hell's this guy doing? And the next thing you know, boom, he threw something at my car. And I don't know what it was. I thought that it was a water bottle, like a plastic water bottle. But it made such a sound that, you could hear it on the video. And when I got home, I go to open up the door, and the door wouldn't open all the way. So I get out, and there was a huge dent right by the door hinge on the front quarter panel that whatever this guy threw, I don't know if this guy was on some angel dust or whatever you call it, man, but this guy had some force throwing the bottle or whatever it was that he threw, that he dented it as if a car backed up into it, man. So for two reasons, I'm glad that I didn't do anything. Number one, he probably would have took my head off. And number two, I can't afford to be getting in any trouble because of getting in trouble and now learning my lesson not to get in any trouble. So there's a lesson for you guys. This is coming from somebody who can't control his temper very well at times. And I had to contain my composure and just kind of like let it go, man. I'm proud of myself that I did it, and I actually feel bad for the guy because he's obviously got some serious mental things going on, and I can relate to that. As I've spoken before about being an advocate for mental illness, and it's no joke, man. And there's the stigma of mental illness has decreased, but it's still out there. So this is my opportunity to let people know, man, if you're going through something, get help and get on medication, talk to a therapist, do what you got to do, man, because it's no laughing matter and it ain't going to go away on its own. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something about it, because a guy like that, man, he might be in jail right now because of his explosive impulse control, you know what I mean? And, that's something that'll get you in a lot of trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? When you react and you don't think, man, bad things happen. So, anyway, I got off the subject of wrestling. Besides Tammy, the other thing that I'm hearing so much about is Roman Reigns and how they were saying that he was cutting these promos and that they were unscripted, and he's saying, he's cutting like babyface promos at the end of Raw and, being like out of character and talking about that he may not be around, they're not going to see that much of him anymore, possibly. And it's got everybody, wondering what is he talking about or whatever, because he's he's the biggest heel. And he comes out and he's cutting like a promo, thanking the fans and everything. It's pretty confusing. And then the reports are is that, WWE is pissed that he's doing that. And, I don't know if I'm just always thinking like a worker, but I always think that everything that I hear is a work. And now they're saying that the reason behind all that is that he's taking a lighter schedule, and that he might be doing some movies and doing some other things, outside of wrestling. But here's my take on that, man. Number one, if the company didn't want him going out and saying things like that, his mic would have been shut off. And they would never have let him go out a second time and say the same stuff again. I don't care how big of a star you are, business is business, and you go and you do something that Vince doesn't give the approval of, man, and you ain't gonna let it happen. So maybe they're covering up now by saying what he was talking about was, having a lighter schedule. And but I heard, and I don't know how true it is, that he, his answer to Vince and the producers and stuff, that his reply for, they said, what are you doing? What are you going out there and, saying that you don't have any opponents? Because that was the thing, is that I read that he he went out there and cut a promo saying there's nothing left for him, that he beat everybody, and that there's nobody out there on the roster that could, that could beat him. And meanwhile, he was supposed to be issuing a challenge to Shinsuke, whatever his name is. And then he was supposed to come out or whatever. I don't know the deal. But what ended up happening was that he didn't do that. And he basically was just saying that there's nobody for him, and that ruined plans for what was next for him. So I don't know what part of it's a work. I do think that WWE and AEW are now starting to do something that's very smart, and that's blur the lines between what's what's a work and what's a shoot, because everybody knows that wrestling is a work. But if they do something to make it sound like something is a shoot, and they could get and they could work the crowd that way, I think that's great, man. And they already, for somebody that even knows the inside, man, I got duped a couple times that I thought something was legit. And if this is only, like a work, and it is for him to just like take a lighter schedule or whatever. But here's my take on Roman Reigns having a lighter schedule is, he's young, and he's been a top guy for, not long enough to be, I know he's working a lot of house shows, and he's, he does work a lot. He has had a lot of matches, over the, per year. And I'm sure his body does need a rest. But the thing is, man, it's like, it took John Cena and who am I thinking of? Like, HBK or whoever, you know what I mean? That they were main event guys, and then they start to get a lighter schedule. They don't do the house shows, and then they only do the Raws or whatever, the Raws and the pay-per-views or whatever like that. And it's almost like, because they put their years in, man, and now they're being able to, kind of slow it down, wind the thing down a little bit. But I don't know, man. Roman Reigns is, I don't think, he's not in that same position where, he's been doing it long enough, and he's that big of a top guy that he can, call the shots like that, and that they're agreeing to it. I mean, it's a bad business decision too, because he's the biggest star that they got right now, and you take him off of TV, who are you replacing him with? You know what I mean? Who are you gonna, who's gonna fill his shoes, man? So, I don't really know what's going on with that. I don't follow. I didn't see the pay-per-view last night. I have no idea. I heard that the Ronda Rousey match was good. They worked a broken arm gimmick for Charlotte so she could take some time off too, for whatever reason. I think it was because she was getting married. Who takes off on their wedding day, man? That's bullshit. There's a lot of wrestlers back in the day that would wrestle on their wedding day, man. I'm not condoning that. I kind of like the way that, WWE is kind of being a little bit more humanized, where, if you need time off for physical or mental, a break, you know what I mean? That they treat you a little bit more like a human. And, but, again, I don't know what the deal is, if there's some other story with Roman Reigns, but for him right now, while he's the hottest thing, and for him to, for him to ask for a lighter schedule, why would you want a lighter schedule when you're finally the top guy, man? You know what I mean? Run that until you can't. So I don't really know. And I'm just going by what I hear. And it is what it is. So I don't really have much to tell you as far as what's going on in the wrestling world. Sure, there's some things that'll pop up in my head Because I do this without a script, man. I go, I'm walking the high wire, man. You know what I mean? Without a safety net. I don't plan. I don't plan my show here. But I think if you guys were to send in some questions, that would help a lot, because then we could do a little bit of an interactive type of deal. But you guys do it once in a while, but this is me telling you that every week you guys need to send in some questions, man, because otherwise it's me rambling on, and there's nothing cool about that. And I could only do it for so long before I feel like I'm boring you guys and I'm boring myself, and then the video is not going to be a whole entire podcast type deal. So the only thing that I could really say, and we're only in this video right now for 13 minutes, but I want to address, I'm going to try not to get to my boiling point, man, but I want to address certain things about the wrestling business when it comes to promoters and vendors, man. I'm just going to put it out there right now, because one thing that I'm not is fake, even though I'm an impersonator, I'm still not fake. But the deal is that people seem to not understand the concept of when you book somebody, that means that you pay the deposit in order to book them. They are not booked until they are paid the deposit. Okay, and if you don't pay the deposit, another booking comes in and they pay the deposit, well, first come, first serve, and money talks. You understand? So if you tell somebody that they're booked, but you want to procrastinate and ignore them when they keep on asking you, hey, brother, where's my deposit? And you got no choice but to take another booking, then you can't get mad, bro. And some of you are getting mad and then banning certain people from ever doing things again with you because you're all butthurt that they went and they cheated on you. The deal is, man, at the time that you say I want to book you, there better be a $ next to it. You understand? And that's business, man. That's business with anybody. And I'm no longer in the wrestling business per se, but I am, because I have to deal with the same people that I've always had to deal with when I was wrestling. For those of you that don't know, man, I'm not just an impersonator of a famous wrestler. I was a wrestler for 15 years under the name Vic Divine. You can look it up. True story. So I know the business. I'm not somebody sitting here not knowing about the wrestling business, never been in the wrestling business, just being a fan or a mark or something and trying to tell people how it should be. I've been around it, I've been screwed, and I've had enough of it. Yeah, it's not going to happen anymore. So just a little message out there to those of you, and you know who I'm talking about, that have done me dirty, man. Yeah, there's gonna be a time that you're gonna see me, man, and I'm not gonna be pleasant to you. You understand what I'm saying? Because you screwed me over, and you cost me a booking or whatever the deal is, man. There's a lot of trash in the wrestling business, and I don't like dealing with it. You understand what I'm saying? So from now on, man, anybody out there who has booked me and unbooked me, yeah, my message is learn how to do business, man, because from what I understand, some of you got a lot of heat with some people that you don't want to have heat with, and I'm not talking about me. Okay, you're messing with families that are not keen on getting screwed over, you understand? So I'd be worried about the type of business that you do. And with that being said, if you're a promoter, a vendor, whatever, before you go and do business with a wrestler or anybody, myself, anybody, learn how it works, man. If I'm somebody that hasn't worked for you and you're interested in booking me, and you come to me and you tell me that you want me on your show or you want me at your event or whatever like that, man, don't hit me up telling me that you want to book me and then tell me, oh, okay, well, let me get some money together and I'll get back to you. You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have money, why are you trying to book talent? If you don't have money, why are you trying to book a building? If you don't have money, why are you trying to establish, that you have an event, man? If you don't have the money, don't put the event on. You know what I'm saying? Save your allowance, break the piggy bank, and take out your change and do the right thing. Man, that's all I'm saying, man. It's not that hard, man. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go to McDonald's and say, yeah, I want a number one, but I'll tell you what. I'm gonna see if I have the money first, and but I still want it. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna pay for it right now because I'm not sure if I can afford it. You understand? You understand where I'm going? You understand the concept? Yeah, because that's enough to get me real hot. So I'm just letting everybody know, man. Business is business, and that's the way business works. You understand? And because of the way that the business is, and because of the way that some of you are, that shouldn't even be in the business, and I wouldn't even consider you in the business because some of you are just a little bit of a marky mark, that likes to be around wrestlers. And the problem with that is that you don't know how to do business. And my deal now, because of doing business with the wrong types of people that don't know how to do business, and I had to learn because I'm new at the vendor thing. I dealt with promoters. That's bad enough. Dealing with vendors, dealing with people of that nature. I was new at it, so I didn't know all the do's and don'ts and, the things to look out for. But I realized it's not too much different than the wrestling business itself and promoters. So now I do things a little bit differently. And if you're going to book me, that means that I give my full amount up front. Send it to PayPal or wherever electronically. I want the full amount. And I'm not asking for much, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I don't think that I'm out of line by doing business the way that I feel that I need to do business because of people that will either give me the deposit and then back out on me and say, oh, well, keep the deposit. Well, no shit. I am going to keep the deposit. If you give me the deposit, man, I want the full deposit because it'll keep you from wanting to back out if you pay the whole thing. And this way, because I don't want just the money, man. I want to get out there. You know what I mean? I enjoy doing what I do. And I don't want to just collect the money and sit home. I want to get out there and do these events. I was very disappointed to not be at the 80s Con this weekend. And that was because of a certain somebody that I was booked and then I was unbooked because basically because of everything that I'm talking about. Yeah, you wanna book me? Don't ignore me when I'm asking for my deposit, man. That's what the deposit is for. A deposit means I'm reserving that date. See, now if you reserve that date, you give me money to reserve that date, I'm yours, okay? You don't give me the deposit and somebody gets in touch with me and says, hey, I got a show or whatever, I got an event on this day, are you available? I might call the guy that booked me and say, hey, brother, I really need that deposit because somebody else is interested in booking me and I don't know if I'm free or not. And then, well, you told me that you were working for me on that date, and yeah, but you also told me that you were sending me a deposit. So basically, without a deposit, I am not booked. And I put something up on my Facebook, and I want everybody to, this is something that I should trademark, because everybody's going to go stealing this now. But here's the deal, and I stuck with this. I made up this slogan years ago when I was wrestling, man, when I started to learn my lesson from wrestling promoters and paying my dues and doing every single show that I could possibly do no matter what. And in the very beginning of your career, that's what you do. Especially if you love it, you want to do it. But what ends up happening is, years go by and you feel like, okay, you know what? I'm not green anymore. I'm not, a beginner paying my dues and everything. There's certain things that need to change. And here's the deal. I call it the 3X's. The 3X's: experience, exposure, and expenses. Now, what that means is that if I do anything, let's say that there's no exposure and it's not a great experience, I'm not going to get something out of it. It's not going to be something that I could, hold on to and tell people, a great story, a great experience, or that I learned something from it, okay? So let's say that there's no exposure and there's no experience. It better pay me real good, because then the only one left is the expenses. If it pays real good and nothing else is there, then yeah, you do business, right? Now, on the other token, there are times that there's no pay, bad pay, whatever, but it's something that you're going to have a great experience, you're going to learn from it, or you're going to be able to just say, that is awesome that I got to do that. Or it's good exposure. It's going to elevate you to where you want to go. But the pay sucks. I still do it because it's something that means something to me. So I don't say no just because the money isn't good. Now, I can guarantee you know where I'm going with this. And now let's say that the money's no good and that there's no real experience, but it's a whole lot of exposure. Well, then you're going to do it because you want exposure. You want to get out there because exposure will lead to a great experience and it will lead to expenses. So those are the 3X's, man. So I want everybody to remember that. I want everybody to know that without the 3X's, man, if none of them are present, if none of the 3X's are there, neither is Motch. That is all, man. And it ain't that, I don't see a problem with that. That's the way that I do business. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I think everybody should live by that. I think that, you gotta set your boundaries, man. You can't just be taken advantage of. And I have. There's a lot of promoters out there that took advantage of me when I was new and when I was wrestling. After a little while, you start to know your worth and you start to realize that these guys are cutthroat and they're going to get away with whatever they could get away with. And if they could save $1, they're going to save $1. And when you're dealing with people that do business like that, you got to do business your way so that you don't get taken advantage of. And I don't screw anybody, man. I want to let everybody know right now, this thing that I do, I take it real serious. I'm not just a guy that's out there doing cosplay. I take this real serious. I'm building a brand here. I got a lot of things going on that I'm trying to accomplish with this. This is something that I want to make into a much bigger thing. I take a lot of pride in what I do. And I've gotten quite far in the 2 years or whatever it is that I've been doing it. So, I just want people to understand that, I'm a professional, man. And I'm trying to get my name out there and I'm trying to get exposure. I'm not about to try to ruin my reputation. Some of you guys out there don't care about your reputation and it's obvious and you got shit reputations. And everybody knows it. People know you and won't work for you. And all you do is go and bash other people and talk about how bad their reputation is and how you're so much better, but you're actually in the same boat. Okay? So, man, do the right thing, man. Be a decent human being, even if you are in the wrestling business. I know it's hard to come by to find somebody in the wrestling business that's everybody that I've ever known that was in the wrestling business that's a good person. I'm still friends with, and they no longer have anything to do with the wrestling business. They were too, too good for it, man. They were good people, and they weren't about stabbing their friends in the back, and they weren't about, doing business, for themselves, going into business for themselves, and it doesn't matter who they hurt. For me, man, I'm not like that. I'm looking out for myself, but I ain't trying to hurt nobody else. I ain't stabbing nobody in the back, man. I just don't want nobody stabbing me in the back. And when it comes to getting booked, man, if somebody's worried about, giving me my deposit, giving me the full amount, thinking that I'm going to no-show, why would I no-show? I'm trying to build something here. I don't want the reputation that some of you have gained for yourself. I want people to say that guy Motch is professional. He shows up, he's on time, he does his thing, the fans love him. Got no problem booking him again. You know what I mean? Pass the word on other people. Yeah, he's great. Book him, you know what I mean? The kids have fun with him. His Macho Man fans from way back are amazed by him, whatever. I'm not going to no-show you, man. If I can't make it and you've given me a deposit, I'm going to send the deposit back, brother. I'm not going to go stealing your money. I don't want it like that. I don't do business like that. But on the other hand, if you give me a deposit and you back out on me, you're not getting that deposit back. That's what the deposit was for. You made me hold that date, and people know because I've advertised that I'm doing that date. And somebody that might have wanted to book me now will say, "Oh, we were going to book him, but we can't because he's already booked somewhere." So that's the deal, man. And the booking and the deposit come at the same time. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard to figure out. It's real simple business, man. It's a real simple equation. Book somebody and pay somebody. You understand? And if you break that deal, that deposit doesn't get returned. That deposit isn't it's not like a I don't know, whatever, like a holding fee, and then if you decide that you don't want me, then you get your money back. No, man. When you book me, be sure that you want to book me. Have the money for my deposit or my full amount. Have the money for a plane ticket. A lot of times I get booked and then it's like, well, we can't find a flight. Well, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? It's like you got to plan all that ahead of time, man. You know what I mean? Look at what the flights are. When you know that you got the money to afford a flight, when you know that you got a hotel lined up, when you know that you have the money to pay me my rate, then we do business, man. But don't call me up and say, "Hey, man, I want to book you, but let me get back to you. Let me talk to my business partner. Let me sell a few more of the tickets. I'm waiting for a couple of checks." Man, if you don't have it, you don't have it, man. That's cool. So that's the big lesson for today, man. No, hey, man, I could be an easygoing guy or I could be a prick. You know what I mean? And you'd like me a lot more when I'm an easygoing guy, and I'm an easygoing guy when you do right by me. If you don't do right by me, I get a little cranky. You understand? So, I guess that's my time, because the dogs are going to start going nuts, because the landscaping people, they're out there, man. And things are going to get real loud and crazy right now. So I'm going to let you guys go right now. It's a 31-minute episode here, but I think I got everything out that I had to say, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody learned something from it. Yeah. Macho Man out.